Hey guys, welcome back to a new video and welcome to the first video of 2020 and let's plan a series. So I told you guys in the last episode of Realm of Magic that went up at the end of the year on Christmas Eve that I was thinking about maybe doing something new in 2020 and you guys suggested we do a new series. So I had some ideas and I've got some sims. So I thought let's go and just go back through my gallery, look at some lots, maybe look at the Clash Thorn hashtags because there's like a billion of them, and also my sims I've got and a bunch of, like, you can see I've got quite a lot of things. I've got also some shell challenges I need to do. This one was hard. I started doing this one but I could not do it because the walls were just crazy. I mean, I get why she does it. I mean, she makes very good houses, but this was just too much for me. But I was thinking of doing something fun, some sort of new fun series, because we're seeing like Claire does like the Disney Princess Challenge. I'd do that myself, but I don't know. I'm kind of just watching her doing it for now. The Disney Princess Challenge would be something I'd do way further down the line. But I just thought we'd have a look at basically a bunch of sims I've made. You can see all the ones that don't involve CC. Also, it's OG Me and Boyfriend. The originals that I made of us. We also have a fox, because we both like foxes. This is what we originally looked like without CC, which is pretty decent. Also, I do have my updated look on here that I can show you as well. Where is she? There she is. This is my updated sim self look. I wish my hair looked like, my hair kind of does look like that, maybe not with the big fringe or the braids, but it is shaved on the side. So there's that. But as you can see, I've got so many sims. I also have a very evil looking Sammy B. Pure evil, full demon, because you know how I see him as a demon. But I was thinking of making I wanted to do something legacy or challenge related, because there's so many good challenges out there. I even made up my own one. I still have to do the rules for it, but I'll get to that in a little bit. But I was thinking of, actually, I haven't done Get Famous yet, and I really love the idea of doing it. And I was thinking that perhaps I could do it with, as you can see, I got the Road to Fame crew here, but I thought maybe I could do a Get Famous sort of series with a couple sims that I've made, and also Phoenix. I'm just going to show you. I'm just going to pop these guys down so you can see just how I remade them, because I had fun with these guys. I thought I'd remake them. As you can see, Summer is just looking absolutely beautiful. A queen, a superstar in her own right. And Fran is no longer a white guy with acoustic guitar. He is now, I live in my car and sing country music, which, you know, not too bad. Not shabby, still pretty. It's still a pretty nice sim. And then you can see I just kind of went all out with Phoenix and made her the DJ she was supposed to be. I really love this idea of, if I do Get Famous, I love the idea of exploring the Get Famous road with Phoenix properly and doing like her becoming a famous musician, producer in her own right. Like maxing out the DJ skill, maxing out the producer skill, using like the video station, the drones, really making her like, and the social media stuff, and just making her this huge sort of like, you know, like DJs like Marshmello and, I'm trying to think, you know, Calvin Harris, David Guetta, Marshmello, Skrillex maybe? No, he's not a producer. I'm trying to think, you know, of like the music producers. Marshmello is like the only one I can think of, except she wouldn't have like a big old marshmallow helmet. But she'd look more like this. But as you can see, she's absolutely gorgeous. The Villareal jeans was so nice to her, and I just absolutely love her. But I thought to myself, a Get Famous story video series with Phoenix could be so much fun. And that was one idea I've had. You can see just how many sims. I have 4 Braylons. I've got 1 Braylon there. I've got 1 Braylon there. They've got 1 Braylon there, and then the other one is Punk Braylon, who is, where's he gone? Where's he gone? I can't actually find him now, but he's here. He's here as well. He's somewhere on here, but you see my idea. But yeah, I've got this beautiful idea of maybe using Road to Fame, Get Famous with Phoenix Villareal, doing something with that, and also maybe adding a couple sims in, especially some older sims I've created that I've never really fully explored. And one of those was this guy, QuinnFerraro. I gave him a whole backstory that he was from San Myshuno, but he grew up really poor because his mother was a failed actress and his dad was like sold like bootlegged movies and stuff and just did really shady criminal stuff. And then he sort of ran away as a teenager and went to Del Sol Valley, became like a cater waiter to try and like become famous and become a huge actor. Although He was actually a story, it was a story-made sim, and it gave him bodybuilder, self-absorbed, goofball, and cheerful. He is a really nice sim. I'm actually going to pop him down because I've not looked at him in a while. Which could be nice. It's a nice idea. I would love this sort of idea. Do you know what? With the hair, he kind of looks like Ruben, but he's not Ruben. I'm actually just going to take that mask off. Where is the mask? Is that the one I used? Oh no, that's the one I used. But I'll just take off the mask so you guys can see him. He was actually not too bad looking. Now I remember why I put the mask on. I forgot your chin was that big. But he's actually pretty cool sim. I like the idea of maybe using him. I've also got lots of other ideas for Get Famous. Because I have so many sims and I really wanted to like make Del Sol Valley like this beautiful glitzy, like proper LA looking place. God, I have so many. My gallery is actually a mess when you look at it. Hey look, this is the Sokoa family. But it's an actual mess. I've got loads of sims. Pratt here, I think, what was her name? Lexi Pratt was also like a sort of musician style sim I wanted to use for a Del Sol story. She busks and performs under the name Pixie Dust. Maybe she and Phoenix could be friends. Who knows? You're my Phoenix gender bend, I think. Yeah. And he was actually a pretty cool sim. I just randomly made. You can see just how many ones I've made. This guy was supposed to be a rival for Chase, which would have been so cool because he's also like huge in the fashion industry, and that was kind of the vibe I was going. Chase gets like a rival fashion designer, and they just compete to see whose brands just get more like recognition. But that was an idea for this. The other sort of ideas I had was I could do Not So Berry challenge. That's like one thing a lot of people do and people like, and that one I could try and do it. Maybe with Max's CC. The only problem with that would be I'd have to. No, I guess I could download a bunch of Max's CC. I have a folder in my mods folder called Max's Match for a bunch of Max's Match hairs and stuff, which could be fun. Maybe a Not So Berry challenge, because I've read the rules to it and it actually sounds really fun because it's colours per generation. Only thing is, I think I'd have to set the lifespan to be a bit shorter, because I use long for all my ongoing series like Realm of Magic. Discover University is actually frozen. The aging is set off for that one, but that's because it's University, and I think after I'm done with University, because I'll probably have like a couple more episodes for that will be finished. Sky will graduate, she'll move back to Sulani, Braylon will probably follow her, and they'll have a happy little ending. You know, something fun. But I think the idea of Not So Berry could be fun to do, especially because there's some decent, like, I've not watched any videos myself, but it could be fun. The idea would also be go back to Rags to Riches, which could be an idea, because you all remember, I don't know if any of you did watch it, but you can find it in my playlists, but I did have an original series. God, you see, I've just got so many sims that I can't, there she is. That Lacey here, Lacey Melendez, was the original Rags to Riches sim I was doing, because she had that big lot in Brindleton Bay, the 64x64, that she was planning to turn into a farm, which I would have loved. I'd love to have done that. I wish I could go back to it, but I feel like it's been so long since I've done it that I might have just forget the whole story, because I remember where I ended off, she'd started the Strangerville mystery because she ate one of the fruits and got possessed, and it was a bit like, this is not something I want to deal with, but it also makes the challenge a bit more fun, although it does kind of make it a bit easier too, because it's resetting her needs every night. So, not too bad of an idea. Doing a different kind of Rags to Riches could be fun, especially if we have sort of ideas for it, and maybe other ways we could flip it around and make it a bit more dynamic. Maybe. Another idea was I could probably use these guys. You might recognize them. It's Asha and Ashley Collins from Clash of series. I just remade them over. Turn their relationship statuses from cousins to twins, because if Ashley is an exact gender bend of Asha, it makes sense that they'd be twins, essentially. But I redid their needs, their traits and aspirations. Ash is a bit more family orientated, and Ashley is a bit more creative and famous, like sort of goal orientated. She's very creative and wants to be famous along the lines of being a musician, kind of what I want Phoenix to do as well. She is also super gorgeous though, that hair on her. But that was also like an idea of maybe using these two for like a challenge. Not sure what kind of challenge, but a challenge in general. there was also my idea. I did kind of remember when you guys saw me make Ryder, and you saw me gushing over just how pretty he looked. Just how pretty he looked in general. And maybe doing a series with him. Doing that sort of painter, romantic, dating everyone he finds kind of series. But that would be kind of hard to do because I kind of already done that with Sammy in Vampires. That or I do a secondary vampire series, but I actually focus on the vampire aspirations. That could be something. As well, the other thing I was thinking of, maybe I do a legacy challenge. There are like a bunch of just regular ones out there. Maybe not, like, there could be specific ones, because like I said, there's the Disney Princess Legacy Challenge, which I could do, but that would require doing, that'd be a little bit, I'd have to try and stop, because I'm already watching Clashful do that. I don't want to feel like I'm ripping her off instantly, if you know what I mean, because she's only just started that one. I'd rather not do that one at the same time. But I thought maybe something like definitely a legacy challenge of some kind. The other one was actually made this challenge up on just in my head just now. It probably does exist, and maybe if I can't find the rules, I'll make my own rules. But it was basically called a haunted house flip challenge, where basically you just make a sim. You make a sim like this girl here, for example, Heather. You make a sim, you move them into a house which has the haunted trait, the gremlins trait, and it's filthy as well, the filthy trait. You give it the worst traits ever. You make it empty. It's empty. It's all, but you got to make it just look as disgusting as possible. So like all the things. Oh, you know what I mean. All like the cobwebs and the cracks in the walls and the ugly wallpapers. Just make it hideous. The worst kind of house you can make. You'd have to inherit it though. The idea is that you've inherited this house from like a long time, like a very distant relative who's died essentially. It's like that classic haunted house storyline where it's like, you've just inherited this haunted castle, but you've got to live in it now. And the idea is essentially like Casper. Remember the movie Casper? They inherit Whipstaff Manor, and then they go into the woman inherits Whipstaff Manor, but then Christina Ricci and the guy who plays her father move into the house and start remodeling it, and then they meet the ghosts. That kind of thing. The Casper challenge, we'll call it, for funsies. Or something. But something like that, you move into a house, you have no money, you've got to get a job to earn money, and you've got to basically earn specific amounts of money to take off the traits, like if you earn 10,000 simoleons, that will go towards, I don't know, getting rid of the gremlins, for example, and maybe instead of gremlins, it replaces it with gnomes, and vice versa. At the end of it, the one thing is you cannot get rid of the haunted house trait, like you cannot get rid of the fact that it's haunted. Maybe you can talk to the ghosts, chat with them, get them to leave, but ultimately it is a haunted house and it has to stay haunted kind of thing. But that was just like some sort of fun sort of haunted house thing. I started doing it in like another save for fun. I was experimenting with the idea, but because also it was very challenging because she had no money, everything cost money, and she was doing it in Forgotten Hollow, so there were vampires nearby as well that were trying to visit. But that was the idea I was going for. A sort of fun haunted house challenge. If we had that Happy Haunts pack, which I really hope they do make that stuff pack, that would make a haunted house challenge really fun. That'd be really cool to do. So maybe a haunted house challenge in the future. I don't know. I'm just sort of spitballing ideas, and that's where you guys will come in, because I want to hear your ideas. What kind of series would you want me to do? What would you like to see? Would you like Not So Berry? Would you like a Rags to Riches done properly? This time, maybe a Rags to Riches that involves like maybe off the grid, big house aspiration challenge. Maybe I do actually go back to Lacey and I just make the farm, but I start from scratch again, kind of thing. Or get famous with Phoenix, because I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of leaning towards get famous with Phoenix, because it would just be so much fun. I feel like, as much as I liked the Road to Fame storyline, I feel like her thing was, she wasn't really about the fame, but then all of a sudden she turned into a writer. I mean, she did die in that series twice. Yeah, twice. But that was just more of a... Well, that was a game mechanic that killed her, essentially. But I just love this idea that she was going places, if that makes sense. I would have to essentially start her from scratch, though, and get rid of her notable newcomer thing. So I would have to reset that somehow. Maybe have her quit the spotlight and then join it back up again. But that would be the sort of idea I was going for. Perhaps Phoenix goes to Del Sol Valley, and her goal is to become famous, get 5 stars, and do all those sort of things, become like a huge internet personality, music producer kind of thing. I just think that would suit her very well. I just like this idea for Phoenix. I don't know if Fran or Summer will be in it. Fran and Summer probably won't be in the challenge or in the series. They've already had their stories, like Fran, you know, we all know what happened with his story, and Summer already became a 5-star actress. We don't need to see her story again. Plus, she got married and had the big house and married Seji. Where is Seji? I think I favorited him a while ago. There he is, Seji. I mean, he was a gorgeous sim. He was gorgeous sim. He had fun. He had fun. There's the other Braylon. I have so many Braylons in my save. And I have so you can see just how much of Claire's stuff I have saved. Also, a bunch of the Maxis ones, especially like, you know, well, that's not what I wanted to do. Especially because you got like the OG families from like The Sims 2, Beaker, Grunt, Pleasant, Curious, Smith, and then also the Sages. And I'm gonna tell you something, guys. They forgot to give her the spellcaster ability. They forgot to make her spellcaster. Oops. Oops on your part, Maxis. Oh dear. But it was just ideas I was playing around with. But I want you guys to tell me what sort of ideas you'd like to see. I'll try and like make a poll as well. So the ideas we've got. Right, let's start with the ideas we've got so far. Oh, sorry, gender bent Lacey, and we got Tristan. He's actually kind of cute. So we've got an idea for now. We have got, putting these guys down again because they were great. The first idea we have is a Get Famous storyline featuring Phoenix and maybe a couple other Sims that I've made. Watching Phoenix rise to the top, become a 5-star celebrity, utilize the music producer skill, DJ skill, perhaps singing and any other music related skills, become famous. Yeah, become like a famous celebrity, and perhaps see just like sort of where that goes. Maybe the other end goal would be to get a big house in the hills kind of thing, although I suck at making mansions. I've tried it and they're terrible every time I make them. So that's one idea. The other idea is also to make a Not So Berry challenge. That could be fun. Doing the Not So Berry legacy. Going back to Rags to Riches, maybe making a new Rags to Riches with some little extra bits added in, like off the grid. Maybe do it in Solani or other huge lots Rags to Riches in Vampire Land. Or Magic. Who knows? Now, we've already do Magic with Run Magic. We should take a break from Occultics for a while and focus on something a little less vampires, magic, and anything with occults, really, because we've got Realm of Magic, and Stranger Files is going to the jungle, and they're going to be dealing with all the rest of the occult stuff. So that's sort of that idea out the way. So a new idea, because Discover University will be wrapping up soon. So there's the Not So Berry challenge, Rags to Riches, Love and Paradise, which will be a rider focused, maybe another sim as well, focusing on the romantic aspirations, which could be an idea, but I've kind of done that already. So doing it again might not be fun, even if I'm doing it in Sulani. A haunted house flip challenge where I make a haunted house and the sim that's living in the haunted house has to basically remodel the house, make it look great, earn money to make it look great, get rid of the negative traits except for the haunted part, and make a cool house out of something that looks like trash, essentially. Or we do some basic legacy challenges, and there's a whole bunch we could choose from. I know there's a Black Widow challenge that could be interesting to do, but that would probably involve me using creative ways to kill sims, so that'd be a little bit tricky without downloading extreme violence. So there's some ideas for us. What would you guys think? Would you want to see Phoenix in Del Sol Valley becoming like a 5-star celebrity, or would you rather see like a Not So Berry Rags to Riches, or the Haunted House challenge, or even something that I haven't even thought of? Let me know in the comments below, because I would love your guys' input, because I want this year to be fun. And I think it could be fun to do like something brand new and fresh and original that maybe doesn't involve... That maybe just involves using like my female sims one. I've got way too many guy sims right now, and I feel like I need more girly sims, because I'm having so much fun with Sky in her series in Discover University that I think I'd love to see like Phoenix get like the spotlight, or like any other female sims for now. So that could be fun. So let me know what you guys think, and then once Discover University is done, we shall implement this new series. So let me know in the comments below. Give it a like if you like this video, subscribe if you are new because it's the new year, and perhaps maybe we'll get to do something fun this year with a brand new series. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye bye now.